Hey everybody, hope you're having a good weekend. I'm dealing with a client this morning who wants additional smoke detection installed in a rented property, and they had a fire. Nobody was hurt, fortunately, but what's really interesting was that they've got just battery operated, non interlinked smoke, one on the ground floor hallway and one on the first floor hallway, which is quite common. And they this happened at night, and they was not alerted by the smoke alarm. So it was actually alerted by the carbon monoxide alarm, which was in a room where the boiler was. And it's only there because obviously the boiler was there, and it's not interlinked, but it was enough to wake up one of the residents, who then in turn woke up the others in the house, and then they evacuated. Fortunately, everyone else slept through. It was just the one that woke up, saw that there was a room full of smoke, and the reason the smokes didn't go off was because the doors were closed. So they wouldn't have had smoke, because they wouldn't have gone off because there wasn't smoke in the room where the detectors were located. So it just goes to show, and I want to sort of highlight that fire we cannot fully mitigate and stop fires from happening. Full stop. There's things that we can do to reduce the risk, and obviously measures we can put in place to alert people, get people out of the building. And this is, we're talking about our homes generally. If you're in a flat, if you're in a house, whatever, you're living accommodation. But we can't stop fires happening, and it's about what we do with the next steps after, if they do happen. And this is the thing. I guarantee you, everybody's got some non-compliant, probably illegal electronic equipment in their home that they've bought off Amazon or something else that doesn't meet the right standards, that is potentially a fire risk. We all have things in our home that can catch on fire and spread. We're coming up to Christmas. I did say that as well. We're coming up to Christmas. Christmas trees. We're introducing lighting in our homes. People have candles on. I have candles on. I have incense sticks and stuff like that. We cannot completely mitigate unless you live in an igloo in Antarctica in minus 40 degrees with no electricity, nothing else. We can't guarantee a fire won't happen. And this is why I like to think a little bit outside of the box when we're installing smoke alarms, carbon monoxide alarms, and sometimes I think people may believe the people that, the fire risk assessors that I deal with and myself may be going a little bit overboard. But obviously there's a minimum recommendation, but the minimum doesn't always mean it's going to save someone in the event of a fire at all. Obviously we can't go overboard because it's going to be costly. It's about finding a bit of a middle ground. And it depends on whoever's paying the bill and their attitude towards it. So it's an interesting thing, but I found it very interesting that it was a carbon monoxide alarm that's there for the boiler, and I think it was only put there for to meet gas safe when the boiler was installed. That's the only reason it was there. And then it sort of begs a question, do we interlink the carbon monoxide to the detectors? It might not be necessary if there's detection in that actual room on a fire alarm system. But it's interesting when you kind of come across these scenarios, because it's real life. Like, we can work from British standards all we like, and from legislation, specifically the smoke alarm and carbon monoxide regulations in England, which are, to be honest, I don't think they're suitable. But in real life, these things sort of happen. Unfortunately, this family, they're okay, but people do die from house fires. So just throwing some thoughts on camera. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I don't know if you can hear the rain on my conservatory, but